What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you NFL free agency prediction video on Jevon Holland. I believe the free agent safety will sign with the Vikings this offseason. Let's get into why, guys. So, in this video, I'll be doing three things. I'll get into why the Vikings for Jevon Holland. I'll get into alternative landing spots for Holland and also alternative safety options for the Vikings because they have only one starting safety under contract. That's Metellus. Bynum, he's a free agent, and Harrison Smith, he also is a retirement candidate. So we'll see what happens there. But let's get into it, guys. So Jevon Holland, he's been solid over the last couple of years. Hasn't really been great. His last great year was with Brian Flores, hint, hint, in his last year with the Dolphins. That's why I think you're going to pair back up together. It makes sense. But Jevon Holland's been good, not great. Kind of fell out of the scheme the last couple of years with the Dolphins. The Vic Fangio scheme a couple of years ago didn't work out. Then this year with the new D coordinator still wasn't quite right. So I think, Holland needs to find the best scheme for him. And I have three spots for him that really give him the best scheme, but there's also still more on the list, more than just the scheme guys as well, scheme teams. But the three favorite spots I have for him as far as scheme goes, Vikings, obviously, as I said earlier, pairing him with Metellus, pairing him back with Brian Flores makes the most sense in my opinion. They just got a guy from the Dolphins last year in Van Ginkel back in Brian Flores' system, and he was phenomenal all year long, especially the first half of the year for the Minnesota Vikings. So Jevon Holland could have a similar impact if he goes back to Brian Flores' scheme this upcoming year. If not the Vikings, I like the Colts. And Lou Anarumo scheme, normally good with safeties. I think pairing him with Cross from the Colts makes a lot of sense. Julian Blackman is a free agent. Didn't never take that next step. He needed to be a very good safety. He's solid, but he was missing a step or two the last couple of years to be that great safety they could have paired him with Cross with. They could easily go safety in the draft as well, but free agency comes first. And if they can get their hands on Holland, pairing him with Cross, I think that makes more sense there. Holland is the do-it-all guy, can roam deep, can play in the box, and he can just do whatever, And the last team I love a lot, there's still more teams I think he can go to, but a team I love a lot is the Los Angeles Chargers. Pairing him with Derwin James, boy, that'd be crazy. James, do it all. Same with Holland. They both can do it all. Both can be in the box, or not both, but either one could be in the box. Either one can be single deep safety. Both can play single high. Two deep safety. Both can do it all. Man covers in the slot. Both are good at everything. Pairing him with James is, crazy, super crazy. Now, on to some other teams that could be a potential fit for Holland. I like the Patriots. The Patriots to me make a lot of sense. Jabril Peppers kind of going through a weird thing. If you've seen what's going on with him, I don't know what's his future like in the NFL or with the Patriots. He got some stuff going on outside the field, so we'll see where that takes him. They have what's the other guy's name they paid last year? Shucks, Kyle Duggar. Kyle Duggar's. I'm not loving Kyle Duggar, man. He's good, but I think he needs to change the scenery. I've been saying that since last year. I didn't think the Patriots would pay him. I think if they let go or trade Kyle Duggar or Peppers, bring in Holland, I think that would be a better fit, honestly, to pair him up in that I know Gonzalez is not a safety, but pair him in that DB room. That DB room isn't bad, but I'm just not loving Kyle Duggar or Pepper's future. Pepper's a great player, but a great fit for that Patriots team. But the off the field stuff could be an issue. I'm not quite sure where that takes them. So the Patriots. I think the Raiders. The Raiders to me make a lot of sense. If the Raiders want to part ways with Trayvon can't say his name, about to stutter. Trayvon Moreg, there you go, clear. Who could be a good safety as well. And he's another one as well who's very, very good. I think a change of scenery could make him shine even brighter. I think Moreg is a very good player, but if they have a lot of money, they could replace Moreg with Holland. and put him in Patrick Graham's system, that to me is a good option as well. So those are my main teams for him. You can throw in the Giants, the Panthers. The Panthers need help everywhere on the defensive side. Edge rush, front seven everywhere, the back four, back five, whatever. They need stuff everywhere. So throw in Holland, I guess, to the Panthers also. Damani Richardson is the only safety under contract, if I'm not mistaken, for the for the Panthers right now. Going to the offseason, they need someone badly. So I think Jevon Holland makes sense. He's probably due about 15 to 18 million. The Panthers have about 20 million in cap space to work with, so some moves need to be made. They need more than just one player, so that's why the Panthers not really on my list. But teams easily, as we know, can restructure, cut, whatever, can make stuff happen with that cap space. So also the Giants, they did an okay job replacing Xavier McKinney, who went off last year for the Packers. But Newbin is good. Pairing him with someone else could make sense as well. Drew Phillips is good. Banks, Flott, but I think pairing Newbin up with a better safety like Holland, to me, makes a lot of sense. But they did do a good job, good draft class last year. I know Phillips and Banks are corners, but Banks might can play safety as well. Corner might not be his thing. Didn't have the greatest year. But yeah, the Giants to me make a lot of sense also. Pairing Holland, and he's do it all guy. You can still bring Holland down, play in the box, and still play two safeties, and have Holland just play down bottom. So I said he's a do it all guy, young, 25 years old. So he's definitely talented enough to do it all. Justin Reed, so now just transitioning to, I should have did a better transition in that, but I have other guys the Vikings should pursue if they can't get Jevon Holland. Justin Reed from the Chiefs, championship pedigree, turned 28 after the Super Bowl, very good season, do it all guys well, box, deep, man, 9 passes defended, 5 tackles for loss, and a pair of interceptions last year for the Chiefs. Can't say his first name, but Hufanga from the Niners. Torn ACL last year, 2 years ago, a bunch of injuries this past year, only played in 7 games. I think pairing him with Metellus makes a lot of sense. He'll be a deep range option to replace Bynum. Even bring back Cam Bynum. We'll see what his price tag is, but he's been good for the Vikings. He definitely been solid. Julian Blackman from the Colts, I mentioned him earlier. Haven't taken that last step to be great, but he could be on the cheaper side for what the Vikings could want. Andre Cisco from the Jags, solid, very solid. That Jags team, the DBs overall just didn't play well, but Cisco is a good player in my opinion. 3rd round pick from a couple years ago, and I think he could have a breakout year under Brian Flores' scheme. More safeties I like. Jeremy Chin, box safety from the Commanders. Trayvon Mooreg from the Raiders makes sense as well. And as I said, most safety these days, a lot of guys are hybrids. So, Metellus can play the box, or he can play deep, or vice versa, So also some more veterans, Marcus Williams and Xavier Woods. So there's some guys on this team. Jeremy Chin, Xavier Woods, Marcus Williams, all those guys are probably 1-year deals. Everyone else, maybe even more reg too, is kind of like a prove it thing. But everyone else, Cisco, Blackman, Bynum, you resign him. Hufanga from the Niners, obviously Reed and Holland, the 2 better safeties in this draft class. Those are guys you want to have long-term 2, 3, 4-year deals. Probably max them out as far as the 14 to 15, 12 to 15 $million range. Probably Reed and Holland only in this class. Bynum could maybe get that as well, depending on the team he goes to. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.